The sun rises over New York City, casting a soft golden light that filters between the towering steel giants of the skyline. In this moment, the city breathes, awakening from its nocturnal slumber. A young woman strides confidently down a wide sidewalk, her presence steady against the backdrop of a bustling metropolis. Beside her, a small dinosaur, no larger than a large dog, treads softly, its muted green scales glinting in the early light. Its posture is slightly hunched, a picture of timidity amidst the chaos of human life. As they walk, pedestrians freeze mid-step, their faces a mix of awe and disbelief. A businessman, his coffee cup poised midway to his lips, gapes openly. A group of teenagers, their laughter abruptly stifled, exchange incredulous glances. The city, usually a cacophony of noise and urgency, pauses, momentarily captivated by this improbable duo. Yet, the woman remains unfazed, her hand resting gently on the creature's back, offering a quiet reassurance that seems to transcend words. The camera sweeps wide, revealing the contrast between warm morning light and the cold, hard edges of glass and steel that dominate the urban landscape. Shadows stretch across the pavement as the sun climbs higher, illuminating the scene with a golden hue. In this moment, time feels suspended. The dinosaur, a relic of an ancient world, walks alongside the modernity of New York, an intersection of eras that invites intrigue and wonder. With every step, the creature's eyes dart around, absorbing the sights and sounds of a world that is both new and bewildering. The young woman, in stark contrast, exudes a calm confidence, her gaze forward, determined to navigate the bewildering reality they find themselves in. She glances down, her expression softening as she meets the dinosaur's curious gaze, a bond forged in this strange yet beautiful companionship. As they continue their journey, the environment shifts subtly, the bustling noise of the city slowly creeping back in. The hum of traffic begins to rise, punctuated by the distant sirens of emergency vehicles and the rhythmic clatter of subway trains beneath the surface. Yet, amidst this urban symphony, the duo remains a focal point of curiosity, drawing whispers and stares from onlookers who cannot help but question the nature of this extraordinary sight. As they approach a busy intersection, the light changes, and the throngs of commuters surge forward. The woman pauses, momentarily overwhelmed by the sudden rush. The dinosaur, however, remains close to her side, sensing her unease. She places her hand on its back once more, grounding herself in its presence. Together, they stand amid the chaos, an island of calm in a sea of frenetic energy. The crossing signal illuminates, and they step forward together, weaving through the crowd. The energy of the city pulses around them, yet they move as one. A symbol of resilience amid the uncertainty of the urban landscape. Each passerby they encounter is left with a lingering question: what does it mean for a creature of the past to stride alongside a figure of the present? With every step, the city awakens further, and the promise of the day ahead looms large. But the mystery of their journey hangs in the air, an unspoken narrative waiting to unfold. The young woman and her gentle companion step boldly into the unknown, ready to embrace whatever awaits them. As the sun continued its ascent, casting long shadows through the urban jungle, the young woman felt a sudden shift in the atmosphere. An unexpected presence loomed near, a tension in the air that prickled at her skin. The dinosaur, faithful and ever watchful, sensed it too. The city, once a place of endless possibility, now felt charged with an undercurrent of unease, as if the very ground beneath them trembled with anticipation. Just as they emerged from the chaos of the intersection, a loud crash erupted in the distance. A construction site, once bustling with activity, had given way to a cloud of dust and debris.
Look out!
The roar of machinery and the shouts of startled workers filled the air, a cacophony that momentarily drowned out the rhythmic pulse of the city. The young woman instinctively tightened her grip on the dinosaur's back, drawing comfort from its solid form. "What now?" she whispered, half to herself and half to her companion. The dinosaur's large eyes turned toward her, an understanding passing between them that transcended words. It was a moment of connection, a silent promise that they would navigate whatever came next together. As the dust settled and the commotion began to subside, the woman's gaze was drawn to a figure emerging from the chaos. A young boy, no older than 10, stood at the edge of the sight, his wide eyes reflecting both fear and fascination. Clad in a hard hat that seemed too large for his small head, he took a hesitant step forward, drawn by the spectacle of the dinosaur. "Is it real?" he asked, his voice wavering with a mixture of awe and disbelief. The young woman knelt down to meet his gaze, the bustling world around them fading into a blur. "Yes, it's real," she replied, her voice steady. "And it's friendly. Would you like to come closer?" The boy's face lit up, a spark of wonder igniting within him. He approached cautiously, his small hands trembling with excitement as he reached out to touch the dinosaur's rough, scaled skin. "This is amazing," he exclaimed, his initial fear evaporating into pure delight. In that instant, the bond between them deepened, a shared moment of joy amid the urban chaos. The young woman realized that the dinosaur was more than just an unexpected companion. It had the power to bridge generations, to ignite curiosity and wonder in a world often overshadowed by the mundane. Yet, as the boy marveled at the creature, a shadow passed overhead. The young woman glanced up to see a helicopter circling above, its blades slicing through the air with a menacing hum. The whirling noise grew louder, drowning out the spirited laughter of the boy and the soft rustle of the leaves in the nearby park. "Stay close," she instructed, her heart racing. The boy moved beside her, a mixture of excitement and apprehension dancing in his eyes. The helicopter descended lower, its spotlight piercing through the morning haze, illuminating the curious scene below. People scattered, their eyes drawn to the spectacle above, creating a ripple of chaos that threatened to engulf the moment. The young woman, however, stood firm, her hand resting on the dinosaur's back as if to steady both herself and the boy. "We've got this," she reassured them both, her voice a calming anchor in the storm of uncertainty. As they stood together, a girl's voice pierced through the din. "Look, it's a dinosaur," she shouted, pointing toward them with wide-eyed wonder. The attention shifted, the crowd's whispers igniting once more. But now, there was a new energy, a shared sense of adventure in the air. In that moment, the young woman knew their journey was only just beginning. The unexpected companion by her side had awakened something profound in this city, a reminder of the magic that existed in the world, waiting to be discovered. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, forging connections and embracing the unpredictable nature of life in a world far stranger than they could imagine. In the heart of the city, the air crackled with a unique mixture of awe and fear as the helicopter's spotlight swept across the crowd, illuminating the young woman and her remarkable companion. The boy, still enchanted by the dinosaur, looked up at her with wide, innocent eyes. "What's happening?" he asked, the thrill in his voice tinged with uncertainty. "Just a little misunderstanding," she replied, her gaze locked on the churning blades above, feeling the eyes of 100 strangers upon them. The whispers began to swirl, like autumn leaves caught in a breeze, fragments of conversation weaving an intricate tapestry of intrigue. Is it real? Where did it come from? Is it dangerous? The questions hung in the air, heavy with the weight of disbelief and fascination. As the helicopter hovered ominously, a figure emerged from within, a man in a dark suit and sunglasses, his expression unreadable. He leaned out, surveying the scene below with an air of authority that sent a shiver down the young woman's spine. "What are you doing?" he shouted, his voice cutting through the whispers like a knife. "You need to get that creature out of here," Panic flickered in the crowd. Parents shielded their children, while others reached for their phones, capturing the surreal moment for posterity. Yet the young woman felt an unwavering resolve welling up inside her. "No," she called back, her voice steady. "It's safe. It's friendly." The dinosaur shifted slightly, sensing the tension, its eyes glistening with an intelligence that seemed to transcend the moment. The whispers grew louder, fueled by a cocktail of fear and curiosity, as the crowd debated whether to flee or to stay, drawn in by the magnetic force of the extraordinary. "Look at it!" a young man shouted, his excitement infectious. "It's beautiful." Others began to murmur in agreement, the tide of sentiment swirling, shifting from fear to fascination. The young woman seized the opportunity, her heart pounding with urgency. This isn't just a creature, it's a chance to see the world differently, to connect. The boy, emboldened by her words, stepped forward, his small hand brushing against the dinosaur's towering leg. "See? It's not scary," he exclaimed, his innocent enthusiasm bridging the gap between adults and children alike. Slowly, faces softened, and the crowd began to lean in, curiosity overpowering their apprehension. But the man in the helicopter remained unmoved, his voice booming through the chaos. "Get back! You don't know what you're dealing with." He gestured for backup, a flash of urgency cutting through his authoritative facade. The young woman felt a flicker of fear, but it was quickly drowned out by the rising tide of hope. They had the crowd's attention now. They could turn the tide. "Everyone," she called, her voice rising above the murmurs, as the dinosaur stood protectively beside her. "This is a moment to embrace. This creature is a symbol of wonder, of connection. Let's not let fear dictate our story." As her words resonated through the crowd, the whispers began to transform into words of encouragement. "Yeah, let's see it. Look how gentle it is." The whispers morphed into a chorus, a collective heartbeat echoing through the park. But above them, the helicopter's blades continued to whirl, a reminder of the looming threat. The young woman knew time was running out. She had to act before fear took hold again. With a determined breath, she turned to the boy, who still looked up at her, filled with trust. "Are you ready for an adventure?" she asked, her heart racing with the possibilities that lay ahead. "Yes," he replied, a spark of excitement igniting in his eyes once more. And with that, the young woman took his hand, ready to take the leap into the unknown, as the whispers of the crowd faded into the background, heralding the dawn of a new journey. As the young woman held the boy's hand tightly, a palpable shift in the atmosphere enveloped them. The towering creature, an imposing yet gentle giant, stood sentinel, its massive form casting a shadow over the crowd. The first rays of dawn pierced the horizon, illuminating the startled faces of onlookers, their expressions a mosaic of fear, wonder, and burgeoning hope. "Look," the young woman shouted, her voice cutting through the clamor like a beacon. "This is our chance to learn, to understand. Let's not waste it." The crowd, still teetering on the edge of trepidation, began to inch closer, their initial apprehensions giving way to an insatiable curiosity. Her words, imbued with conviction, rippled through the gathering like a fresh breeze, coaxing hearts and minds to open. Behind her, the helicopter loomed ominously, the pilot's voice crackling through the radio, warning of danger. "This isn't a petting zoo. Get back now." But the crowd was no longer listening, their eyes drawn to the majestic creature, an embodiment of a world long forgotten. The young woman felt the stirrings of rebellion in the air, a collective yearning to break free of the chains of fear that had bound them. The boy squeezed her hand, his gaze unwavering as he stepped forward. "It's okay," he whispered, his innocence a powerful counterpoint to the chaos overhead. The young woman knelt beside him, their eyes locked, and in that moment, a vow formed between them, a promise to embrace the extraordinary. Slowly, the onlookers began to approach, drawn by the potential for connection. Parents grasped their children's hands, hesitant yet intrigued, as the creature lowered its massive head, its soft breath a gentle reminder of its kind nature. "See, it wants to understand us too," the young woman said, her voice steady, her heart racing with hope. But the helicopter's shadow loomed larger, the pilot's distress palpable as he prepared to make a decisive move. "You're all in danger. Get back." The urgency in his voice was a stark contrast to the serene tableau unfolding below. The young woman knew time was slipping away, and with it, the fragile opportunity to forge a bond with the ancient being before them. "Everyone, listen," she called out, her voice rising above the whirring blades. "This creature is not a threat. It symbolizes our connection to the past, to nature, and to each other. We can choose to walk in fear, or we can choose to embrace this moment. What do you want your story to be?" Her words ignited a spark among the crowd. One by one, they began to step forward, the earlier whispers morphing into brave declarations. "We're here, with you. Let's see what it can teach us." The collective resolve was palpable, an unspoken agreement to face the unknown together. As the young woman and the boy moved closer, the dinosaur exhaled softly, its warm breath enveloping them, a soothing balm against the rising tension. For an instant, time stood still. The world outside this moment faded into irrelevance. Yet above, the pilot's agitation grew more pronounced. "I can't let this happen," he shouted into his radio. But the crowd was already swelling with a newfound energy, a spirit of unity that thrummed through the air like the beat of a drum. "Now," the young woman urged, her heart racing with the thrill of possibility. "Let's discover a new dawn together." With one final glance at the boy, she took a step forward, leading the charge into an unforgettable new chapter, where fear would yield to wonder, and the bond between humanity and nature could begin to heal.